Louise, can you talk to us a little bit about the Road to Rule?
Yeah, so the Road to Rule is a new innovation in Fable 3. It's really the levelling up system, but what we've done is get rid of all the lists and all the bars of filling up your melee and your range. Now, as you progress through the game, you gain followers. To gain followers, you can interact with the sim, or you can do combat, or go on quests. The Road to Rule opens, and within that, it's an actual place, there's people in there, and then you open chests. Opening the chests really defines what your game is, so it can be all the sim stuff, it can be all the combat stuff, the choice is really yours.
Is there a limit to how many chests you can open? So, or can you just go crazy and open everything and then pick and choose from there?
If you can earn enough followers so that you can open all the chests, you can open every single chest. And also, as you level up, you can go back. We don't lock you out. If you didn't open all the chests in the first level because you didn't have enough guild seals, you can go back and open them as well.
Okay, and can you talk to us a little bit about the Sanctuary and what it's all about in the game?
So the Sanctuary is really our replacement for like 2D interface and lists. What we did was made a real place that has your own personal butler, Jasper, who's actually played by John Cleese in it. And in there you've got all your weapons, all your clothing, all your treasures, you've got your map table, and you've got a really fantastic map that you can get to. So you've got everything you could possibly need for your game in one place, and you've got someone who helps you out every time you go in there.
How long did it take you to actually design and get to a point with the Sanctuary where you were happy with it? Because it is essentially a customizable menu that's in 3D that you can explore.
Absolutely. So we kind of had a version that we worked on for about a year, and then we've been polishing it ever since to try and make sure that it was a really slick experience, that it loaded straight off the bat, that you could get in there really fast, and really try to refine it so that it's very easy to use.
And can you go in there co-op as well, or is it just single player only?
No, you can go in there co-op, absolutely. So you can either go into somebody else's sanctuary, or you can go into your own sanctuary, in fact.
Okay, now this time around the orbs have changed colour. They're all the same colour, actually. Why did you take away the different coloured orbs? And do you think that'll confuse new players, or old players rather?
Hopefully not. So in the previous Fables you've had the red, the blue and the yellow orbs, which were kind of the melee, the magic and the ranged different XPs. Got rid of all of that because it's really confusing. In fact, as I was just saying it, I'm kind of going, this is really quite confusing. Now we just have one currency, which is followers, and the more you do anything in the world, you get followers. So hopefully that's going to unconfuse people rather than confuse people.
Okay, so Peter's said in previous interviews that he was really impressed with just the amount of polish that games like Uncharted and Heavy Rain have on them. How has that influenced the design and the production of Fable 3?
Well, I think it's raised the bar for sure, and we're great fans of those kind of games, and we really want to make sure that Fable is an equal to the kind of likes of Uncharted. And so I think it's really a case of looking at making sure our production values are really high and making sure that we just put the work in.
Okay, and can you talk to us a little bit about how the follower system is going to work in the game?
Yeah, so you start off as a prince or princess, and you need to gain followers to become king or queen. So then everything that you do on your journey gains you followers. So if that's talking to someone, if that's helping someone out, if that's going on a major quest, if that's killing creatures within the world, all of those things gain you followers. The more followers you have, the more of your chests on the Road to Rule that you can open, and that is ultimately your path to being king or queen.
So obviously Fable 3 is the third game in the Fable franchise now. What have you learned from the predecessors and evolving the franchise?
I think what I've learned is that every time you finish a game, there's 100 things you want to do differently again, and you come up with loads of ideas. So, I mean, we're really proud of every Fable that we've done, but I think Fable 3 has in it just some culmination of some really long-term thinking, and it's the most dramatic, most interesting version of Fable that we've done so far.
Okay, so you say that every time you put out a game that there's some things you want to change. Now that you're on the other end of the development cycle on Fable 3, is there anything that you want to that you would go back and change?
We haven't quite got far enough for that yet. We haven't quite finished, so we've probably got a couple of hundred bugs which the team are working really hard on at the moment, and I'm sure we'll look back and there'll be things that spark inspiration for any future projects that we do, but right now we're just heads down on this one.
So obviously Peter is very much involved with the Kinect development teams there, and he said that he's actually done some prototypes for Fable. Can you talk to us a little bit about elements of Kinect that didn't make it into Fable 3 that you guys played around with?
A little bit. So we did look at Kinect. Like, we think Kinect is a fantastic platform, and the team was really excited to get their hands on it, and we played around for a little bit. but we felt that anything that we did for Fable in this particular game was going to be a bit gimmicky and wouldn't really do Kinect justice. So for this moment, we've kind of left it alone. My name's Louise Murray. I'm the head of the Fable franchise. I'm very lucky. Fable 3 is going to be in the shops October 26th.